Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for holding this important hearing on transforming U.S. energy infrastructure. And I thank Secretary Moniz for all that he does, shuttling back and forth between Iran sanction discussions and the Quadrennial review must be a wide breadth of focus, so thank you very much. This hearing today is particularly important because infrastructure is the link of all the components of our national energy system, and it is increasingly complex. It's independent, and it certainly, as the report shows, is in need of an upgrade. As we begin the legislative process of crafting what we hope will be a bipartisan energy bill, it is essential to have a good grasp of both the data and existing analysis of the infrastructure that supports these systems. The need for reliable and efficient supplies of energy is becoming closely intertwined with our economic growth and competitiveness. That's why it's even more important that we understand the trends affecting the infrastructure deliveries of these commodities. For instance, there has been a surge in the amount of crude oil transported by rail in the last 5 years. In a 5-year period starting from 2009, there was an increase of roughly 4,400% in the volume of rail shipment. This trend has had a number of implications. For example, crude oil now competes with other commodities, more traditional transportation by rail, which caused delays in delivery of crops and agricultural products to market. The report explicitly states that these recent unexpected shifts in supply and demand for rail service has resulted in disruption to agriculture shipments, quote, exceeding even those caused by Hurricane Katrina, end quote. The Department of Agriculture's Agriculture Marketing Service concluded that, quote, the current rail service problem has exceeded previous events in terms of both magnitude and duration, including Hurricane Katrina, which caused major disruptions throughout the entire agriculture transportation network, end quote. A number of high-profile incidents have also underscored major safety concerns and point to the need for us to revisit existing regulatory structures. As the Quadrennial Energy Review notes, quote, these accidents have highlighted the need for additional monitoring, enforcement, inspection, and setting new safety design requirements for tank cars, end quote. Back here, we have all the oil and rail industries pointing fingers at one another, some asking serious questions about agencies and organizations within the Department of Transportation, like PHMSA, the hazardous material. And I want to submit an article for the record that was just written last week about about PHMSA into the record. But I also want to thank you, Secretary Moniz, for helping to bring data to bear on these policy questions, because it is clear that our work is not done here. The Department of Transportation, Agriculture, Federal Energy Regulatory Commission must continue to develop and understand how rail congestion may be affecting the delivery of energy and agricultural commodities and the safety implications. Obviously, outdated and aging infrastructure carries safety risks, and we also have to talk about barriers to entries for new technology. Investing in infrastructure upgrades enables the vast benefits of new technology to increase efficiency, improve reliability, and create jobs. In fact, projections indicate that by 2030, the energy sector overall will employ an additional 1.5 million workers, and changes in the electricity sector in particularly affect the number of types and energy jobs. New technology jobs demand new skill training in the electricity workforce, and I'm glad to see that was part of the report. Older business models are going to change and our economy is going to evolve. The electricity business must keep pace with the innovation and continue to be efficient and flexible and advanced. And this work is important because our grid, I believe, is a platform. It is a platform for products and services and technology, not only in the United States of America, but for electricity all around the globe. I was struck yesterday by the reports that solar lamps were the only public lighting sources initially available in parts of Nepal after the tragic earthquake and avalanche this weekend. So new technologies play a role here and at home in making sure that our energy systems are resilient and more secure. So obviously here in the U.S. we have been working with our laboratories in developing policies that inform infrastructure investment strategies. So in terms of the electricity sector, we know that obviously different states, different geographic priorities, different mixes of energy, but it's my hope that we can accelerate the modernization of our grid by ensuring that best practices and innovation-driven ground-up approaches can be implemented. As the Quadrennial Review also notes, most of our nation's transmission, storage, and distribution infrastructure is owned and operated by the private sector. That's why an important aspect of accelerating new infrastructure technology is a private sector partnership that, again, is called for in the report. In 2008, Edison Electric Institute estimated that by 2030, the U.S. electrical utility industry would need to make a total infrastructure investment of $1.5 trillion to $2 trillion. That was the range. So analysis conclude for this review by the administration suggests that natural gas interstate pipeline investment will range between 39 and 52 billion between a similar time period and depending on overall natural gas demand. So what is the cost of doing nothing? Well, between 2013 and 2012, an estimated 679 widespread power outages occurred due to severe weather, which cost the economy $16 billion each year between 2003 and 2013. And as I mentioned, the Politico report talks about spills and leaks and explosions from both oil and gas pipelines that we've incurred costs on. So investments that promote innovative solutions, enhance energy infrastructure resilience and reliability and security clearly have huge benefits to our economy, and I think that's what the report is trying to outline. So thank you very much for keeping our focus on what we need to do to take advantage of our energy resources, but make them work better for the future years ahead. Thank you.